moments in scripture that break you and shake you to your soul. One of them is this: a man is walking, unaware that every step forward is a step towards his own death. Not because he sinned, not because he was loyal, because he had integrity, because he trusted someone who had already betrayed him. This is the story of Uriah and David. And the question I am asking all of us today is: are you carrying your own death sentence? Second Samuel opens on a quiet betrayal. David, the king, the warrior, the worshipper, stays home when kings are meant to be at war. He sees a woman bathing, Bathsheba. He wants her, he takes her, and suddenly she's pregnant. A secret is born that cannot be hidden. So, David calls for Uriah, Bathsheba's husband, his soldier, one of his most loyal men. And Uriah, full of honor, refuses to go home. He says, "How can I lie with my wife while my brothers are sleeping on the battlefield?" Oh, the integrity. And it was that integrity that cost him his life. So, what does David do? He writes a letter that says, "Put Uriah at the forefront of the battlefield, then pull back and let him fall." A letter of death, folded, sealed, placed in the very hands of the man it intended to kill. Uriah carried it faithfully. He didn't read it, he didn't question it, he just trusted. And that's what killed him. That's what I mean when I ask, are you carrying your own death sentence? Am I carrying my own death sentence? Are you walking forward in faithfulness? Am I walking forward in faithfulness, unaware that what we are carrying is meant to destroy us? The truth is, sometimes the letters that we carry aren't written in ink. They're written in silence. They're written in misplaced loyalty, in shame we've named, in pain we've processed, in secrets that we so hold on to, we protect, because we feel as though exposure will kill us faster than speaking the truth. Are you stuck in a relationship where your love is being used against you? Serving in a ministry that is draining your soul while praising your sacrifice? Carrying burdens for people who leave you saying want to die in the battle? That's not loyalty. That's bondage. So let us go back to the man that we started with. Let's talk about David. A man after God's own heart. The man after God's own heart. Yes, even the faithful can fail. Even the anointed can be manipulative. Power without accountability becomes poison. And even a king can craft a plan that will please the people, yet displease God. Second Samuel 11 verse 27 quotes, "The thing that David had done displeased the Lord." No, you see, God didn't stay silent. He sent Nathan the prophet to come and speak to David. In Psalm 51, we hear the cry of a shattered heart. "Creating me a clean heart, O God, and renewing me a right spirit." That's the beginning of healing, not hiding. That's the grace of God. Justice and mercy side by side, working hand in hand. So I'm asking you, are you carrying something that you weren't meant to carry? A secret, a silence, a wound dressed up as obedience? Are you walking toward destruction because your spirit is too loyal to ask questions? Because you thought God required suffering when He really asked for surrender? Maybe you've been Uriah, faithful, and it cost you everything. Maybe you have been like David, trying to hide the damage behind your title. Either way, there's grace. But only if we stop carrying and start confronting. Don't die with the letter in your hand. Don't let silence seal your faith. Don't bury your conviction just to keep the peace. Because the truth is, God sees, God knows, and yes, God will restore. Let the truth speak and let grace flow. That's where Your freedom, my freedom, our freedom will begin.